Hi everyone, it's Laurel here, and I was going back through some of my older videos on YouTube, and I got a lot of comments recently on one that I had created quite a while ago about making flowers from coffee filters, and I wanted to do a project for Lindy Stamp Gang, so I thought it was only fitting that I would show you how to make flowers using coffee filters, because this was the very first thing that I ever made using Lindy Stamp Gang. So what you see here is various stages, various colors of petals, and in front of me, which is off camera, is a lot of my Starburst sprays. Try and get them in the screen. I'll try and go over the colors that I'm using. But what I wanted to first show you was, what did I use? How did I go about it? What is the proper thing? So what you're going to need to do this project is you're going to need to get yourself some of these cone-shaped natural brew coffee filters. I found them at my local big box club. They're the cone shape. Mine happen to be natural colored, which I don't mind because I do a lot of vintage work. And to create these flowers, I'm using the Tim Holtz Tattered Florals die. So this is one that a remnant of what I have, how I've placed it on the die that I wanted to show you. So basically, you want to make sure that this glued portion, the pleated portion, is you're going to put it on your die with this medium-sized flower, kind of like an L, right? And I have a vagabond. I'm fortunate to have that. So I put them through 4 at a time. Stack up 4, you get 8 cuts, and then it just cuts off this one kind of pointed flower, which I'm not using for this project. So when you do that, you come up with stacks and stacks. This is the large size flower. This is the medium. And then this is the small. Okay. And when I make my flowers, what I do first is basically I spray them. So we're going to get these out of the way, and here's one that I sprayed. And the color on this is, forgive me guys, I don't have them lined up in order. I'll try and go over the colors in a little bit, but this is, no, not the canna lily. Here we go. This one is wild honeysuckle coral, I believe. Okay, but anyways, it's definitely, towards the red tone. So what you want to do is you want to put your flower, and I put them in my spray box 6 at a time, and I spray them very heavily. And then you want to get your heat tool out, and you want to heat set it to the point that you can, I'm putting this up to the camera. Can you see the wrinkles? It almost feels a bit leathery, okay? And that is kind of key. You want to make sure that it's completely dry, okay, before you continue. I like to do my flowers in 3s, 3 layers. And basically, after they're dry, and there's something I want you to notice here. You see here? See the different coloring? That's because I was switching up my colors in my spray box. Like here's one. You can really see it. Now I like that kind of tattered, rusty feel, but if you don't, you're not gonna want to spray a light color on top of a dark color that you just did, because it's going to bleed through. You're going to want to put some tissue paper or something in the bottom of whatever you're spraying on, or if you're doing it on a mat, you want to wipe down your surface. Like I said, that doesn't bother me. And what I will tend to do is I will get out lots of colors, I will make lots of die cuts, and then when I'm ready to, when I'm just kind of watching videos or what have you, I will take I have a dual-tipped embossing tool here, and I like it very much because of the thin, it's like perfect. So you can do this any method you want, but what I've found that works very well for me is I just flip the flower over, and you're going to decide what's the front and what's the back. So this is actually the back of the flower. I'm just going to scoot these out of the way. And I'm going to take that edge and I'm going to roll it back. Right? And I just go around all the petals. And the first one, the bottom layer of the flower, I like to have very pointed. That's the effect you're going for with this bottom flower. So can you see me doing that? So you've got one edge all curved all the way around. And then it took a little practice, but then I just roll up from the bottom. And you just keep going, and this is something that you can do after they're sprayed in front of the television. You know, you can just get a whole bunch, and then I kind of just help them along with the curving, and then that would be my bottom flower. Decide which side you want to show out again. I think this is going to be okay, so we're just going to, again, rolling down, rolling down, rolling down. And I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it's very shimmery. You know, the Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, you know, just the Starburst sprays have a beautiful iridescence to them. So now I'm rolling up. Okay. Okay, so that's the second layer, and it actually goes like this. And then the third. So it's going to go very pointed, not so pointed. This one will be mildly pointed by the time we're finished. So we're just going to curve it. And, you know, I kind of do, because I've been doing this for a while now and I get very practiced, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Kind of curve it. Right? And again, you just want to help it out. Just want to help it along. So now you have very pointed, not so pointed, and, you know, the least pointed. So I put it together using hot glue. I have my hot glue gun here, and we're just going to put a small dollop in the center. And we're going to take the number 2, and I position it with the flowers, you know, every other petal. And then I put another dollop of hot glue right on top of that. And I just find, you know, eventually one of these is going to line up on top of the other, and then I press it down. And if I need some additional assistance, the little ball tip on the end of that stylus kind of works it in. So there you have a flower. And you can put whatever kind of center in it that you want. You could, I don't have any prepared, but you could keep going, you know, with the smaller. Now I will tell you that this is probably the perfect size for cards, and what I have done is I've had to cut a little additional slit in there so that you're able to curve your flowers. But you could keep going and do like 3 layers and then have this be your top, which I think will look pretty good. So I'm going to figure out what color this is, and I'm going to spray it up. And I'm thinking probably 2 is good. I chose the larger flower, and when I would make them for this size, I would do 3 this way and 3 this way. So it would just make sense, because this is nice big flower, but it seems kind of empty in the center. So I'm going to find this lovely red color. I'm thinking it is this wild honeysuckle. We'll know in a minute. Yeah, it is. So this is the wild honeysuckle coral. And you see that I'm really saturating it there. So mind the heat gun, and we'll try and do this quickly. Actually, there's a tool that Lindy Stamp Gang sells called the Gripper that is perfect for this application. They sell this on lindystampgang.com, which is the same place that I have all the sprays are from. Just helps you when you're embossing, hold things in place. So I'm talking loudly over the embossing tool because I wanted to show you this is how close I get and how long I make it go, because it will not hold its shape unless it gets that crunchy kind of texture. So I'm just going to run my nail over this so you can kind of hear. It should have that scratchy quality, okay? So let's just heat set these other couple, and then we'll finish off our big flower. I wish I had the speed up on my camera, but I don't believe that I do. So hopefully watching me heat set the spray isn't too boring. It goes pretty quick. Just want to get this back over. And I'm going to show you a little trick. I usually have a little spray box up here so the pieces don't go everywhere. But line it, otherwise your colors are going to bleed on you. Okay, so I'm thinking things are pretty well dry. So we have our base 3 flowers, and then we're just going to do 2 of the medium and 2 of the small. So just very quickly, we're going to cut a small slit. And everyone says, oh, it seems like such a lot to do to make a flower, but I make them up in batches and colors that I like to use, and I am addicted to I Am Roses as well, and I do use the sprays to color them, but this is just another alternative if you have the dye. Okay, so this is going to be the top. We're going to flip this over. That's the back. And we're going to employ the same technique. With a smaller flower, I would recommend that you make it very pointed, because you're dealing with a lesser amount of space that it's going to sit in. So hopefully this isn't the longest video in ever. Backside. Hopefully you can see. Oh, just going quiet because I'm concentrating and I'm trying to get through this pretty quickly for you. Okay, so then you can just kind of pinch it together so it's a little bit more rolled. But I did cut this, guys. Okay, so now we have our 3 together. So we're going to place the more folded. Again, just a little hot glue. And we're going to pop that up right on top. Okay. And see, that really changed it, I think. And then a little bit more hot glue inside. Makes it very full. And then just stagger your petals. You know, there's really no rhyme or reason to how I go about this. Right? And just remember, there's no flower the same. So if it's not perfectly staggered, that's okay. And then for these little guys, here's what I do. I kind of make a little O, but smaller, and I pop this down in there, and I just push. And if that doesn't work, you just want to kind of bring those petals together very tightly. Okay? And you want to make sure that your glue layers are stuck. Little tiny dollop. So what I do is I put one almost practically flat. I don't twist that one at all. And then I take the final one, which is kind of going to be my bud, and I curve petals, you know, we've kind of made like a cone. We're going to pop that inside. And it does, you need the stylus to place it. So let me give you a closer view. Get all your little threads from your glue off. But there you go. So by adding those additional, and I apologize always for my lighting. I'm going to try turning it off. I don't know if that's better or not, but you can probably see it. And I'm going to put it on my desk, and this is what we began with. So that's the base of the largest flower with the 3 petals. And then I added the 2 medium size and the 2 small size. So you can make a really beautiful flower for one of your projects. So I hope you will try it. Check out lindystampgang.com. They have beautiful colors. Here are just some others that I've begun. Petals that are in process of being folded. I'll give you some color names just really quickly. This is Mountain Lavender Gold. And this one is Wisteria Purple Blue, this blue color. Very cool. One of my favorite colors to do flowers is the Canna Lily Burnt Orange. And it's probably one of my most used sprays. And you'd think I could put my hand, here we go. Canna Lily Burnt Orange is the Starburst sprays. Lindy Stamp Gang is a marvelous company. You know, I switched to these from Glimmer Mist largely because of the price, but I just like the more vintage quality that all the sprays give you. They're very flexible. They're sold in 5-packs. So check them out. They also come with a dauber top or in pots. And the solid color sprays are going to be the Starburst sprays. The Glitz Spritz is just like a hint of color. And then, of course, the Moon Shadow Mist is the walnut ink based with the color throughout, the brown. So get very creative with your projects. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, everyone. Try it. You'll like it. See you next time. Bye.